This is the Plot Thickens with Cassie and Amy on SwinRadio. This is Cassie.
And this is Amy.
And it's 3 p.m. and you're listening to the Plot Thickens on SwinRadio.
We read and discuss Swinburne students' creative writing live on air every Tuesday at 3 p.m. Find out how to submit your own short stories, twine games, poetry, and everything in between at the end of the episode. Welcome.
I'm
Welcome.
realizing my mic is really low, so I'm going to turn it up.
Okay.
I don't know if that made a difference.
I don't know. I can't hear you, so.
That's so lovely. I'm
Yeah.
so glad we can't hear each other.
Yes.
Yes.
Anyways,
Anyways.
welcome back to Swinburne.
Guys.
First week back.
Are we so excited?
Yay. I hope everyone had a good O week.
Yeah, we weren't here.
We weren't here. We were on the beach.
But it's their own kind of special O week if you think about it.
Yeah. Anyways,
essentially what this podcast is we're going to be reading out creative works from Swinburne students, like creative writing, short stories, really anything anyone wants to submit. We're open to like twine games, like poetry, what are they called? Screenplays?
Mm-hmm. If
Really
you want to
anything.
submit poetry, we also suggest multiple poems.
Yeah.
We're looking at about 1,500 to about 3,000 words just to get through it. Today, we have Sunkissed by Andrea Ramirez, which you can find on The Burn if you wanted to read along while we read as well.
Yay. Alrighty.
And let's just jump into it.
Let's just jump right into it. Well, I'm gonna read this one because I'm quite talented. Let's see if I get the words right.
Yes.
And did you want to be May?
I will be voicing the character of May.
We're self-proclaimed voice actors
Exactly.
to ourselves. All right. So this is Sunkissed by Andrea Ramirez. That summer smelt of sweet honey and oranges. It was sticky and hot and dizzy, especially that day. I remember thinking that I would never get to feel that way again. It was like one of those rare occurrences where you know it's the first and last time you would ever get to experience something so great, so much bigger than you, so you try to savor every second of it. The sand seeped through my fingers. Usually, I despised the feeling, but I didn't even care. I was watching May in the ocean, and she was smiling in the crystal blue water. From under the umbrella that shielded me from the burning sun, I grinned. God, she was beautiful. I was almost jealous. She was wearing her new bathing suit. She'd screamed for joy when she'd seen it in... She'd screamed for joy when she found it in a shop close by. It had white and red stripes, the top was heart-shaped, and the bottoms were high-waisted with frilly lace. We were fast friends, May and I. I had heard her from across the room. It was like her voice had been calling out for me. She had been talking to a waitress about how delicious her meal was, profusely complimenting the chef. I found myself walking over, and before I realized, I was standing before her without anything to say. May had long, dark hair and warm brown skin. She'd grinned at me and said,
You've got to try this.
Not being able to bear the heat any longer, I rushed into the water. May laughed at my sudden need to be refreshed. The water soothed my skin. Swimming towards her, I grabbed her torso and pulled her down with me. Under the water, she wrapped her arm around my waist. For a second there, it was just the two of us. Quickly, May pushed me away, surfacing out of the water. When I got out, I was met with a smile. That smile. I knew I was in over my head when I saw it, but that didn't matter. It was going to go the same way no matter what.
Come on, let's go get something to eat. I'm starved. Race you?
May said quickly before swimming off. I laughed before following her. Reaching the shore, May emerged from the water. I averted my eyes before catching a glimpse of her soft skin. May dried herself off and smirked.
You know, if you keep doing that, people will start talking.
I smiled. Doing what? Rolling her eyes with a smile, May said,
Right.
On the boardwalk, I told her how, back home, in the town I lived in, no one would ever be caught dead walking around in their bathing suits. To which she said,
Well, duh, it's not a beach town.
Where I lived, the clouds were different, darker, and the sun never shone as brightly, even in the summer. The closest thing we had to a beach was the community pool, which reeked of children's piss. It was different here, not only in the climate, but everything seemed lighter, more exciting. I admit this feeling was probably due to my proximity with May. I often find myself wondering if it only seemed that grand because she was next to me for most of it. We walked past a pink and white gelato truck. I knew what May was going to say before she even said it, so I turned us around and lined us up. She was so giddy.
You don't understand. Strawberry gelato is my favorite.
She grinned, ear to ear. No, I didn't catch it the first 50 times, I laughed. May placed her order and then turned to me. I smiled. Oh, none for me, thanks. May grabbed my hand.
What?
I'm not a huge fan.
How can you even say that? You haven't tried this one yet. It's okay. You'll have some of mine.
There was no point arguing with her on that. I could protest as much as I wanted to, but I knew I'd end up eating it. May savoured her strawberry gelato with every lick. I felt like I wasn't supposed to be watching. It felt weirdly erotic. Her lips looked so delicate. She handed me the cone.
Try it.
And I did. Tasting it, I thought about how her lips had just been on the same spot. I imagined her lips tasting like strawberry gelato. Lost in thought, I hadn't realized that the scoop of gelato had started to melt under the searing hot sun. The sticky gelato dropped down my hand. May caught my hand and licked it off. She then took the cone from my hands and continued eating. I breathed deeply. I knew May felt me looking at her when she flashed a smile. People on bikes and roller skates passed us by, and I was amazed by their speed. May must have seen me staring because she said,
I think my parents have some bikes at home if you wanted to go for a ride.
I blushed hard. No, that's okay. She nudged me.
Why not? Come on, let's go.
May was already running off. Quickly, I clasped her hand. It was soft. We'd brushed hands before, but never like this. Wait, I said to her. She looked down at our hands and said,
What's wrong?
I don't know how to ride a bike. May beamed as though I'd given her a gift.
I can teach you.
My knuckles were white from gripping the bike handles so tightly. My heart was beating fast. I was afraid. I didn't know what of. I felt May's hand on my back, balancing me as I sat on the bike with my feet on the pedals. This time, she was going to let go, and I would pedal.
You've got this in the bag.
May encouraged me and quickly let go.
Okay, now pedal.
And I did. I was doing it. I felt unstoppable. When I got to the end of the street, May ran over to me. She wrapped me in her arms, spinning me around. She was so warm and smelled of sea salt. May's parents were away for most of the summer, so I'd been staying at her house most nights. My parents were too busy at the hotel bar to realize. Usually I'd sleep on the couch. That night was different. The house was quiet, other than the usual creaks. I tossed and turned on the couch. I was still so energized. It didn't feel right sleeping. As I looked up at the ceiling, I wondered if May felt similar. Footsteps came from outside May's room. Then a door quietly shut. I waited to hear it again, but nothing. Before I could change my mind, I got up and walked over to her room. Knocking gently, I breathed in and out. The door opened, and there she stood.
I was wondering when you were going to come.
I smiled. I thought you were going to come get me. Her eyes flickered.
I almost did.
I know. May reached out for my arm, pulling me into her room. I never saw her again after that summer. I like to think that if I went back to that beach we spent so many days on, she'd be there waiting for me by the ocean, in her striped bikini.
Ooh. I realized the second you started reading, I was like, why did we make the dyslexic person read the story?
That was tricky for me. I'm actually proud.
Good. I know.
I think I crushed that. That's the most I've ever read.
Yeah. Ever in your life.
In my life, I've never done more.
Guys, be kind to dyslexic people.
Guys, it's tough out there.
Yeah.
All right. I want your initial thoughts on this story because I had quite a lot.
My first thought is gay.
That was my first thought too,
Yes.
but that's my first thought on everything. Cause,
Yes.
and this is becoming a quite regular thing, I think, in short stories now, especially with first-person perspectives like this one is. The main character is not named, and there are no descriptions given.
Yes.
We
which I think we're both big fans of.
I am a giant fan of this. But it does bring in the question, like, why, or what the intention is behind having a nameless and descriptionless narrator.
Yeah. I mean, in some aspects, in this story, it could be to put yourself in the perspective of the main character, but
I feel like it's quite a specific story, if that's the intention. Like, having a nameless character, you know, either you can project onto the character and it's, like, very, you know, it's very common, or the emotion behind it are very common, which I guess in a way, like, young love and, like, unsure feelings, especially when it comes to, like, romance, is very normal. but it is a very specific, it feels like someone's story rather than our story that we're supposed to like
hold on to,
like project onto ourselves. Or I guess the other reason you can have a nameless character is, you know, is the character like a character of mystery? Does the character not have identity even to themselves? But that didn't really seem like the case with this character as well. I felt a lot of emotion and personality.
Yes, I also noticed something as well where it does seem throughout the story. Also, before we do this, I also want to say why I think it's gay.
Okay, yeah.
Yes,
let's go with that.
Let's not get off track.
Because it was me talking.
Yes. So, there's the one line, I was almost jealous, which is in the second paragraph.
Actually, wait, that's completely different from what my one line was going to
Really?
be. Yeah, my one line was the people are going to talk.
Yes, that one also, but the one that made me think initially that these are two women is because you never hear a man say he's jealous of a woman in terms of looks.
Especially since I'm pretty sure the scene that came right before that is like describing her like beauty.
Yes.
Like it wasn't like anything to her emotions or her achievements.
No.
It was her, what was it? I think it was just beautiful. God, she was beautiful.
Yeah, she was beautiful. I was almost jealous. Meaning that she isn't jealous because that attraction is there.
I do think that that's interesting. A lot of the time in short stories when they're two, especially younger female characters, there is this level of competition.
Yes.
In like either what they have, what they've earned, what they're, you know, accomplishing, or even like in their looks, in their clothes, in their money. There is like a level of like competition, which is just real for young women. But there is none of that here. It really is just a story of love, I suppose, even though it is told from a future perspective. The character is looking back on it like with such like honesty.
Yeah.
Which I think is extremely interesting that there's no...
Yeah.
It's actually kind of refreshing. I'm very used to, especially nowadays, like it's like feminine anger and jealousy.
Yeah.
Is very common.
So it's nice to just have a story about two girls
being in
love with each other.
Yes, queer, like tragic stories are so common.
Especially
nowadays.
For sapphic relationships.
Yes, let the sapphics be happy.
Yes.
Please.
Please, we need it.
We need something, which is why I think I highlighted the final sentence and I just wrote, sad.
Let them be happy.
Let them be happy. I was like, finally a happy story.
No.
They never saw each other again.
No.
And actually, I wanted to touch about that as well, unless you had more on the why you saw the character as a female.
Not particularly. I mean, I guess it is also... You know, I feel like with almost every single piece I read, I automatically assume they're a woman most of the time, unless it's, like, outwardly said, like, at the start. If it's sort of... What's the word I'm looking for? Like...
Ambiguous?
Yes. If it's a little bit ambiguous, I automatically put myself in the person's shoes.
I also think it's the language, and this might just be because obviously the writer identifies as a woman as well.
Yes.
The language of how the character describes things, especially the clothing. When you read from men's perspective, clothing, especially when it comes to women's clothing, is not described how it is here, heart-shaped like top, for example. Like when she's describing the bikini that this girl is wearing, there's no, like, I guess, sexual element to it, really.
Yeah, there's no sexualization. It's just...
It's a description of the clothes and how May felt when she found the clothes, where it was like May was overjoyed to see them, and it's this very, like, frilly, childish, very girly outfit.
Yes.
But there's no description of May in the outfit. It's her excitement towards the outfit and what the outfit is.
Yeah.
So, like, all that leans very feminine to me as well.
Yeah, no, me too, definitely.
Because I know it is ambiguous that if this was supposed to be male or female. I just think it, like, adds so much to the story if it is a female.
Yeah, I think...
Yeah, with the whole, like, competition thing between women as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love that.
I do love that too.
I also thought that these girls were very young.
Yeah, before we do that, there was something we were talking about before, and I forgot what it was!
No! Damn it! We do that all the time. Damn. We'll get back to that if we remember.
The confidence, is that what we were talking about? The confidence and the emotional...
Oh, you just keep talking because I got no clue.
Okay, I have the floor. Obviously, there is the aspect of if they are both women in this. Also, I read this as very 80s as well, but we'll come back to that.
Really?
We'll come back to that.
Well, I've got to remember to come back to that.
Yes, I have it written down, so it's fine.
Okay.
If it is written as two women, obviously May is a lot more outright with her confidence than the MC is, but I did notice that the main character has a boost of confidence when it is just her and May in the confines of May's house.
May's bedroom. There was difference in the language.
I know, at the very end.
Yeah, at the start, when she's like interacting and they're near the ice cream machine, it's very like, that's okay, wait,
Yeah.
very like unsure. And then in the bedroom scene, or I suppose they're right outside the bedroom, it's like much more sure, very like, I know.
Yeah.
I know you want me.
Exactly.
Very romantic and confident.
Yeah.
I guess there's like, May brings out that confidence, which is what the bike scene is.
Yes.
In my opinion. Because I have a lot of thoughts about like how the pacing of the bike scene goes.
Oh, okay.
But as a scene in general, I love the bike scene. I think it's really good. I actually wish we spent more time on it. It is, other than the bedroom scene, I think the shortest of the scenes, and it is intersected by the context of like their parents not being too present in their lives.
Yeah.
From the bike scene, I kind of got that like the main character was more inexperienced when it comes to like love and relationships. She was the one who didn't know how to ride the bike, and May was the one who was teaching her. I would have loved like a little bit more. I would have loved if like she fell and May caught her or something like that. Like,
because clearly May is someone that can hold the body weight of the main character because
yeah,
she
spins
literally
her around.
spins her around. Yeah,
love her.
So that would have been cute.
It also could have been a nice contrast to the water in how when they were under the water, it was the main character that pulled May under.
Yes.
And obviously there was no one else around. Like under the water, they're completely isolated. They're alone. It's just them. But May would be holding the main character in a space that's open above the water in eyesight of assumedly like her own street.
Yeah, so it would be interesting to see
just the confidence of the mindset of the characters and like how intimate they can be around other people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do wish there was an extension on the bike scene because I feel like more of that metaphor there I think would have worked better. But one thing that you and I love, sensory detail, especially scent.
I think when I read this piece, I read it next to you and I just said like I love the first two lines.
Yeah.
Like the opening two sentences, that summer smelt of sweet honey and oranges. It was sticky and hot and dizzying. That is, to me, a perfect opening sentence.
Yes.
I love that. It completely sets up, like, it gives you no descriptions of who we are, where we are, but it sets so much of the tone. And, like, I can almost, like, feel it. Like, this is summertime. Like, there's, like, ice cream and sweets. And, like, this is a story of, like, love, especially with the honey and oranges. Like,
yeah, it sets up for me that it is a very sweet story with the smell of the honey and the oranges, but also the sticky and dizzying, I think also adds to the uncertainty in the story as well.
In me, it was, like, falling head over heels. Like,
yes.
dizzy in love.
Dizzying, yes.
Like, hot. Yeah, also, I like the name. I like the foreshadowing of the name Sun-Kissed as the title. Because it's also like that summertime and there is beauty, like someone being sun-kissed by, you know, the sun, like freckles and tan, but there's also like you could get burned.
Yeah.
So, and I guess we don't really know what happened between the two characters. All we know is they don't talk.
Yeah, which is unfortunate, which brings me to why I think it is based. I'm just going to say 80s because obviously the whole like nostalgia thing of like the bikes and the stripes on her like bathing suit.
Because after the 80s there was no more bikes and no more stripes.
No, they don't exist anymore. I haven't seen a bike in years.
We destroyed all of them after the 80s.
Yes. And the high-waisted bathing suit is all just very trendy 80s stuff. And then also the fact that they didn't keep in touch. Like, why would they not just get each other's...
Well, apparently we're supposed to theorize on that. And my theory is something happened in our bedroom.
Oh, okay.
Because we don't know what happens in the bedroom. We don't know if they just fell asleep. We don't know if something more intimate happened. The character was getting more sure of their, I'm going to say sexuality, but not in the terms of, like, sapphic or anything. Sexuality and, like, how sensual they were. Because there was a use of the word erotic when she was describing the lips. And that did strike me as kind of strange. Because the rest of the language, it's been so soft so far, a lot of the language. Like, the words used, delicate, and, like, even just in how she speaks, like, there was no element of kind of, like, anything like that. So the word erotic was kind of interesting to me because there are other words to use, like intimate or sensual, that are more, like, soft. So the character is getting more, romantic and more confident as the story goes on, which makes me think that bedroom was hot and dizzying, shall we say.
Smelt of oranges.
And I think that's why they stopped talking. Which I guess...
It was that bad?
No, it was that real. Like, these are two young girls who clearly don't have too many other people in their lives. Even the fact that they became, like, fast friends is, like, something that was pointed out, that they became very, like, close very quickly.
Yes, that is also another reason why I think it's two women, because friends is that, oh my god, I can't think of any words, but like the standard, like, oh, I like her so much, and we must be really good friends.
The very queer experience of, we're just good friends.
Yeah, but I wouldn't mind kissing her.
I wouldn't mind kissing her.
Yeah.
Yeah, because clearly, like, the parents aren't really in the, they're not really in the story. It's a thing where May's parents were away for the summer, her parents were at the hotel bar, which I think is interesting as well. I want to get back to that.
Yes,
but
I did too.
It's kind of like they were close in the way that only, like, lonely children can be close.
Yes.
They kind of understood each other in a way that only people in the same situation can understand each other. Which I guess adds more to that, like, independence of them or isolation of them. They really only had each other. This, like, desperate need for love and attention that they found in each other. Which is really sad. Yeah. Sad for young girls. Actually, I wanted to ask you, how young do you think they were?
I would say, like, straight out of high school. Like...
Are you kidding? That's so much older than I thought.
Really?
I thought these girls were, like, 13.
What?
They use such young language. Frilly lace, soft skin, even, like, the pink and white gelato truck. Like, those are all so young and feminine and youthful to me.
Well, because to me, I saw it as, like, that jump. Like, that weird, like, spot right after you finished high school where it's like, I'm still a kid, but now I have to, like, go be an adult.
I have to live the rest of my life.
Yeah, so it's still holding on to those very, like, childish things, like being so excited by, like, the gelato and everything, but
can't ride a
having
bike at 19.
these, like, if it were to be read this way, having these sexual feelings towards someone else.
I can understand it. Is there anything in the dialogue that pointed that to you, or just, like...
The sexual feelings? Yes.
No, the age of the characters. Because even my parents were too busy at the hotel bar. Like, I feel like if it was older, the description could have even been, like, my parents getting drunk or my parents drinking. There's this kind of, like, resentment, especially when you're, like, a lonely child. There's this resentment towards your parents as you get older. The whole, like, I've been sleeping in our house and, like, on the couch, that feels very innocent to me. That's something young children would do, where, especially with girls. You get to an age and you're like, oh, we'll just sleep in the same bed. For comfort reasons, like, the whole sleeping on the couch thing felt very innocent and very young.
I have my hand raised. I want to say something.
You in the crowd, what's your answer?
As someone that did not sleep in beds with girls when I was in high school, because that was too gay.
Well, I have no defense for that.
Yeah. And especially if she's from another place, you know, it's a, what is it, like a colder, gloomier place.
Yeah, darker, I think
Could
she
be a
specifically
place
wrote
where
for the clouds.
Yeah, she's perhaps could have been alienated because everyone was like, oh, you're gay. Like, which is also why I think it's the 80s, because there's that, like, weird, like, iffiness about all of it. Like with the people will start talking thing.
But that was May saying that.
Yeah, but still.
Oh, yeah, for the 80s, yeah.
Yes. But, what the hell was I talking about? Lesbian.
Lesbians in the 80s.
Yes.
Oh, you were talking about how sleeping in the same bed felt.
Yeah, like she could have, that could have just never popped into her mind because no one ever wanted to sleep in a bed with her. Because they thought she was a lesbian. Like,
true, yeah.
That's
that,
yeah.
like ostracization.
Yeah, exactly. And like, yeah, just it doesn't occur to you that you can do these sorts of things with girls that you might see as your friends.
I would have, if that is the case, then why she slept on the couch. It could have been interesting to have that dialogue even in the scene where they're like in the beach when she's holding her like waist and she's like, can I hold her there?
Yeah.
Like she intends to like grab her shoulders or something else and it slips to her waist and there's like a moment where she's like, are girls allowed to do this? I suppose you can't say girls if the character is not
Girls can't kiss girls.
Girls can't kiss girls.
Yeah.
That fear, I think, is incredibly interesting because she is afraid for a lot of the story, and that kind of comes through in how hesitant she is to do stuff. Like, there's a lot of times where she doesn't do things, or she's not the first to do it. She doesn't get in the water first. She doesn't buy the ice cream. She can't ride the bike. She's not in the bedroom. And then at the end is
she waits for May's footsteps.
Yeah, and then, well, that's where I read it differently, where she waits for May to go to bed, and then she's the one that walks and knocks on the door. That's her first time of being, like, the person to initiate. So that's where she gets that confidence.
Yeah.
And May is, like, meeting her in the middle. She's, like, waiting for her, in a sense, which makes me so interested why they don't talk again. Because obviously that is a very, like, film thing, where it's, like, you have the one summer of, like, your childhood.
The one that got away.
No, like, the one summer, in a platonic sense, in just, like, a childhood sense, I suppose. Like, you get to a point where, like, you don't get your childhood back. And, like, you're looking back on it, and you're like... No, you're looking back, and you're like, you're remembering all this stuff, like, these things that you can't get back.
Yeah, like that random, like,
one thing that in the moment just felt so nice and right. And it is a fleeting moment.
Yeah.
Because, like, the character in the story, this is a story told from the future. This is a story told from the past. So... obviously, the character in the present day isn't so afraid of that because she's looking back and she's like, I remember thinking I would never get to feel that way. Like, I was savoring every second of it. So she's looking back very, like, positively.
Yes, which also, I have a theory, if they don't talk anymore, possibly it could be...
We don't talk anymore.
Is
that copyright?
We're singing it. It doesn't count. It's a cover.
Our voices are so bad.
Yeah. She possibly could be putting May on a pedestal because this is
this
like
is a memory.
A fantasy to her. Like, this is like the perfect girl in the perfect place and, you know, everything is perfect.
Even the perfect outfit, the closing, closing words are in her striped bikini.
Yeah.
To the main character, this is the perfect ideal fantasy.
Yeah. So possibly May just could have been like, hey, chill out, man.
May could have been, this could be like a romanticization
She's like the
in her
manic
mind.
pixie dream girl, like the that sort of like put her on a pedestal, and then she's like, I'm just a girl or a woman. Like, you don't need to like romanticize me like this.
Where did you get, like, what do you think they did in that bedroom? Because, like, that was one specific thing that was left for interpretation.
I think you know what I think they did in that bedroom.
I think it was more innocent. I think that they kissed, and I think that that's it. Because they do feel very afraid, even in moments where they are isolated in the water. it's so innocent, everything that they did. And even looking back, it's so innocent.
I mean, did I read it wrong? Did May suck her finger or something?
Whoa!
Wait.
She licked the gelato in her hand. Oh, she was just licking gelato. That didn't mean anything.
My mind was in other places.
Yeah. You saw that erotic and you went.
And I went, ham. Okay, locked in. I know what I'm doing.
Sapphic stories.
Yes.
Okay. The pacing. I really quickly want to get this out of the way because I love this story and I want to be I loved the story. The pacing felt very jarring to me. The sentences
Let's bear in mind, this is, how much is it? Like...
Oh, this is very short.
1,200 words.
This is a very, very short story.
Yes, about 1,300 words.
The sentences are very, very short,
yes.
Which I like. I'm actually a fan, and I do it myself, of short sentences. But typically, especially within a short story, if sentences are short, they're used for, like, commonly for, like, action scenes or intense moments, like, very sharp and sudden. And, like, longer detailed sentences are, like, very emotional and reflective. And this whole story is a reflection. This is a memory. So the difference in, like, the sentence structure, to me, kind of threw me off a little bit. Yeah. I do like it, but there are moments where it does feel very jarred. And even as I was reading it, I was trying to slow it down, just in how I was talking. I would have loved if there were, like, longer, more descriptive sentences of, like, the emotion it was invoking in the main character.
Yeah.
Because we get that a little bit when she's being like, I'll never get to feel that way again. I wish I savored every second. Like, she smelt like warm sea salt, sea salts, stuff like that.
I liked that line.
I did like that line too. Hey, I was agreeing on something.
Well,
I thought.
okay.
But I wish there were, like, longer moments where the main character really, like, reminisced about, like, the beauty and the memory of it.
Yeah, instead of just like a
description.
Yes.
I suppose. Something that made it feel like, like the wave of a memory.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish, and it is just because the story is very short, I wish we got to spend more time in each setting as well. I love the bike scene. It just felt so short, and it was broken up with the sentence of the parents being away. I wish we could delve more into what each scene meant.
Yeah.
It was quite sudden in some places. Some of the jumps between locations, I can teach you how to ride a bike, and then the next sentence, my knuckles will, like, white gripping the bike.
Yeah. It is also hard within a short story because you want to pack all this detail into one thing, but when you have too many scene changes, it just makes it hard to not just...
Especially if there's no transition between the scenes as well. It's like a closing and then an opening rather than, like, a slow, like, change to it. Yeah. But I really don't know what could have been done to, like, not have that in a story that is this short.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you could try merge scenes, but I guess, the problem is...
There's the option of, like, giving descriptions that use... I'm going to use something that, like, I wrote recently, and I don't like doing this, but just because it's the only thing I can think of, I was trying to convey that a week had passed, and I said the sky cried for weeks.
Yes.
And that's the use of, like, a description in, like, a sentence that shows the passage of time, which I think is very useful. It's a single sentence, and it is used to transition from one scene to another, and not only, like, one scene, one location to another.
And it adds to the atmosphere.
It adds to the atmosphere, and especially in a story where atmosphere is so important, and, like, sensory descriptions are so important. Just the application of a single line like that, I think, would make it feel less cut and more, like, flow. What was that description? Yeah. Did you have anything on the pacing, or just kind of similar?
Kind of just everything that you said. I mean, that's a very weak point for me to talk about.
Pacing.
Because I'm just terrible with all of that stuff. I am going to get nitpicky for a second. There's a missed quotation mark.
Oh, I had a missed quotation mark too.
Oh, it's probably the same one, because that's the only one I picked up on. And it was, you'll have some of mine in the gelato scene.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
I need a closing quotation on that one.
yes.
But yeah, I didn't notice many other grammar things, though.
One thing I did notice was it didn't make sense to me. We can talk about it, obviously. I'm just trying to find it first, which is, my heart was beating fast. I didn't know what of. Which the quote just...
Oh, when you're holding the bike. My knuckles were white from gripping the bike handle so tightly. My heart was beating fast. I was afraid. I didn't know what of.
Yes.
I think she's saying she didn't know what of, like, what she was afraid of.
Yeah. Oh, okay, so I missed that.
Yeah. Because, no, the first time I read the story, I also thought that this was an incomplete sentence.
With my heart is beating.
With the I didn't know what of.
Okay.
But it is like, I was afraid, I didn't know what of. The wording could be changed a little bit to cater for that. My heart was beating fast, I was afraid, but I didn't know what of. Something that, like,
and I didn't
combines
know
the
what
sentences.
Of. Yeah.
And I didn't know what of.
Yeah. Yeah.
And were you thinking it was like, you didn't know why her heart was beating?
Look, I went through this last night. Leave me alone.
Why is my heart beating?
Or just a way to break it up as well, because there is a lot of full stops in this sentence. It's, my heart was beating fast, full stop. I was afraid, full stop. I didn't know what of, full stop. Which...
comes back to my pacing thing.
Yeah,
really.
It just feels a little bit clunky, I guess, instead of flowing naturally.
Yeah, I agree. There are a lot of, like, full stops in this story, and as someone who loves full stops, it's really good. I think the opening sentence does it really well. The summer smelt of sweet honey and oranges, full stop. It was sticky and hot and dizzy, full stop. Because those are just, like, they set up the story, really. Yeah. And they're moments of pause. But then just after that, especially that day, full stop, I remember thinking it would never feel that way again, full stop. It does feel very, like... There are ways to make a sentence, like, flow with, like, commas and, like, you know, other punctuation that I've slipped the name of.
Yeah.
Colons. There was a
Whatever
moment...
those are.
There was a moment where I thought there should be a colon, which is when she's reminiscing to, like, seeing her at the restaurant. She had grinned at me and said, "You've got to try this."
I'm the wrong person to talk to about
this.
Hey, I'll just stick something in my story. I don't care if it works.
Two whole classes in this.
Yeah, I didn't do very well at those.
Damn.
I like the writing. I don't care for the editing. Yes, I'm a third-year creative writing student. No, I don't care. Not my problem.
Yeah, this is why we have editors.
Exactly.
This is why the editors aren't us.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, I also wanted something on the dialogue. A lot of the dialogue to me felt like it was just, like, stating things. It didn't feel natural in a conversation.
Right,
Specific the line of, come on, full stop, let's get something to eat, full stop, I'm starved, full stop, race you, question mark.
Yes, I am a big fan of breaking up dialogue with descriptions, like, in the middle of things that are happening as well.
I feel like that could have really, really suited, especially because there's 4, like, sentences within this one piece of dialogue. Sentence 1 and 3 goes together, and sentence 2 and 4 goes together, in my opinion. So where it's, come on, let's get something to eat, I'm starved, race you, I made a little note being, I'm starving, let's get something to eat, come on, I'll race you.
Yeah.
So to me, that, like, flowed better, and that would be 2 sentences. The I'm starving, comma, let's get something to eat, come on, comma, I'll race you.
Yes.
It felt more natural, and, like, especially how they would talk. If it's like, if she's asking to race, she's like, come on, I'll race you.
Yeah.
Rather than, come on, full stop, let's get something to eat.
Or some description of, like, how she went into the place to start racing her.
You guys can't see it. She looks like she's about to punch me.
Yes.
Power pose. Yeah, but honestly, for that, talking it out to yourself really helps.
Yeah.
Just read.
Did you mean reading it out loud to yourself?
Yeah. I really did. This is why you're here.
Yeah. Talking it out loud to yourself, guys.
Talking out loud to yourself.
Yes.
Because, like, we talk normally as human beings.
What are you talking about? What's going on?
Clearly not I do. What? Okay, when you talk to people, you will talk naturally.
Okay, yeah.
I didn't say that naturally at all.
No.
That was a really bad sentence to...
Guys, we talk naturally. I don't know who you are talking to.
We talk naturally. Talking out loud to yourself, having conversations with yourself, yes, you do feel a little crazy. sitting in a room talking to yourself. But even, like, I don't know what you do. Maybe this is psychopathic of me. I record myself, like, having full conversations for the characters if I'm stuck with dialogue. You're giving the most judgmental expression right now.
You hate the sound of your voice. Why would you do that?
Because I'm not listening to my voice. I'm listening to what I'm saying. Because
Right.
sometimes I
you
say
put an
something.
accent on, so it's not actually your voice.
Because sometimes I say something and I'm hit with like, oh my god, that was great. Like, and there's, especially like when you're translating like from your head to paper or to, you know, computer, there isn't enough time to like really hit everything. And especially when you're starting to type things out, at least in my opinion, I kind of just keep going. So I'm like, she said, he said, this is a description that I want. When I'm just talking, I can really get like the natural progression of a conversation.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I don't record myself. But that's just me. You can do that. I don't.
Well, what do you do to get natural dialogue?
Well, because I do have conversations with myself where I'm pretending to be my characters, but it'll kind of just be like, I'll say something and I'm like, damn, write that down. That was awesome.
But then I feel like you ruin the flow.
No,
If like you're
I
hit
can
by
get
like,
right back in the flow.
okay,
Yeah.
I can't do that. Once I'm locked out, I'm locked out.
Yeah, there's some writing tips for everyone. We're getting off topic.
Yeah, we'll stop talking about
What were you talking about?
How I record myself.
And how you talk naturally?
Listen, I talk naturally sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to read like my other notes.
I also have a note. I have a note from when I wrote the jealousy line, which implies they're both women. And then just underneath that, I wrote Lacey, oh Lacey.
Lacey,
oh Lacey. Exactly. Oh, that is something I wanted to talk about.
Olivia Rodrigo.
No. I know you would love to talk about that, but no. A reason to why the main character's parents have gone on a trip, if all they're doing is
They didn't go on a trip. May's parents went on a trip. The main character's parents are just
No,
at the
but the
hotel
main
bar.
character's parents have come to this place that May lives in on a trip because they're at a hotel bar.
You're so right.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I didn't piece that together. That's why she left.
Yeah.
Oh my god. The
Yeah.
more you know.
That's why she never saw her again. Go.
I thought that
Go.
they lived here and something happened and they just stopped talking.
She literally says that she's from a different place.
I thought they immigrated. Okay, I'm sorry. I guess people can't like move to different places to live. Okay.
No, you can't. Sorry, guys.
Oh, they're here for the summer.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that makes so much more sense.
She's dyslexic.
Okay. Nothing to do with how I understood the story. Okay, sorry, where were you going with that?
I don't know.
My shock completely disrupted that conversation.
I guess it's hard because it's a 1,300 word story, so it is hard to add in so much information, but why are the parents going on a trip if all they're going to do is drink at a hotel bar?
Hotel bar, oh my god. It's all coming together.
You literally said those words like 20 minutes ago.
I just thought they were going to a hotel to
Could
drink.
just go to a bar
Well, maybe they don't know where the local bars are, Amy.
after they've lived there.
Okay, sorry. I'll stop talking if you want to, like, read this whole story.
Anyways, yeah, like, if this was to be an extended story, it would be interesting to know why they're going on a trip as well. Because clearly the main character also, like, isn't a big fan of this place. Because she literally says that she hates
Hates the sand.
sand. Yeah, I don't like sand.
I mean, you don't like sand.
I do like sand. I was quoting Anakin.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I mean, it could just be if the parents were alcoholics, which I'm pretty sure it's implied.
yeah.
It's just the, like, typical, like, you know, let's go to, example, Hawaii, Fiji, and drink at the hotel. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that classic white people thing.
Right, yeah. Why are you looking at me like that?
Listen.
Hey, that's not what we did when we went traveling.
Oh, we didn't drink?
No, I'm saying that when I was younger and I went
Oh,
on trips
when
with
you
my
were younger.
parents.
No. Yeah.
No, I had to go to so many churches. I didn't care.
No drinking. Very sad. Yeah, okay. I did not piece together that they were here on a trip.
That's crazy.
Showing the local girl. Being shown around by the local girl. Damn. The queer dream.
Yeah, that's also what I mean by, like, this is a fantasy.
Well, to me, that adds to why they're so young. Like, she's going on this trip with her parents. Like, she's, like, very young, like 13. Literally the oldest I placed them was 13. If I could go lower, like, emotionally, these characters feel 11 years old to me.
That's crazy.
But I know that 11-year-olds probably wouldn't be allowed to, like, live on their own.
Yeah.
Or go on their... I mean, if this is
it's the 80s.
If this is the 80s,
exactly.
like, people just do stuff. Especially...
My theory is really fitting into place right now.
It is, because I didn't even think, really, of the era. I thought, like, maybe I just placed everything in, like, the 2000s.
Well, because, again, like, there's no mention of phones, and, you know, we're all addicted to
the pink and white gelato truck as well. Like, we do get ice cream trucks, especially in Australia, but they're not that common. Not to the point where, like, people are turning around and running for them.
Unlike me.
Yeah, that is kind of an old school thing. The stripes as well.
Yeah, the high-waisted
I can definitely see this being in the 80s.
Thank you.
Does it give any description? It just says dark hair for May. I was trying to see if there was, like, a description, like, you know how 80s, like, had big curls.
She does have big curls.
She does?
She has big curls and brown skin and
It just says
dark
long dark hair.
No, it's,
Critiquing my
Hold up. She had long dark... Oh!
It doesn't.
Maybe I just envisioned it as really curly.
I think you just envisioned it as really curly. We get no description. Even after, like, the water, like, their hair isn't matted or anything. Not matted, but you know how curls get in the ocean.
Yes, I do.
Very tangled. Yeah, we get no real descriptions.
Damn. Maybe I was,
Projecting.
Yeah, maybe.
Projecting on the wrong character.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm. But I don't know. My point stands. I think it's the 80s. I think... See, that's the thing, is that it's like... As well, if you're straight out of high school and you're going on a trip with your parents, you... As well as the fact that they're just alcoholics at the bar, like, you also don't want to hang around with your parents the whole time.
No, I see that.
Yeah. So I don't think it's, like, such a weird thing for her to go on a trip with her parents.
I guess if they're supposed to be older, having more language that kind of shows that would probably be good. Did you immediately read them as older?
Yes.
Okay. Well, maybe it's just something to do with me. But I do know that in the comments, the writer, Andrea, did say that people took them to be very young, even though they were intended to be mid to late teens. A lot of people who read the story took this as they were very, very young characters. So I'm not alone in that sense.
Yes.
And I think it really just is that youthful language. Maybe if the main character was more explicit in what they said, like how they did descriptions.
Maybe,
They're like I said before, there really is no sexual descriptions at all. If this is
it's just the word.
It's very innocent. If this was a older character who's having their kind of first experience, especially this intense of, like, sapphic love, or love in general, it makes sense if they're older to have some more mature language.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, is that, like, now that you've said it, like, if I do read through it, I can definitely envision them as younger. It's just the word erotic that is very telling to me how old they actually are.
Yeah. Even in, like, the lines, it's all very simple words. There's no, like, extremely complicated words in here.
Yes, I also wrote about that because from a first-person perspective, I do love it when a character speaks in very casual language, if that is the type of character that they are.
Yeah, like they're just talking to themselves.
Yeah, like she says gonna, like, over and over again. Not going to, it's always gonna.
Gonna.
Which I really like.
There is a lot of slang. Yeah, a lot of it's and not it is.
Which I think could also appease your love of characters that are coming from, like, small towns.
Yes. Well, I didn't even get this from her. I really didn't. I kind of got that she was just sheltered and, like,
well, that's the thing,
shy her whole life.
Yeah, she could be, and maybe, like...
I guess if that is the case, it would have been really nice to have a line of her feeling out of place. Out of place in her identity, being attracted to May, out of place in this, town that she doesn't know. Out of place being seen by other people, as she, like, nervously is when she's like, people are going to talk. That could have all tied in together or something. like feeling physically and emotionally out of place or separated from other people, especially if this is the 80s and if this is a sapphic story.
Yeah.
Could have been very interesting.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I feel like I had something else.
This also gives me, not to be a nerd, this gives me very bubbling energy.
I can
Bubblegum and Marceline. But I think it's just because it's very, like, pink and cute.
See, you know what's crazy is that I saw it as Mitsuki and Aya from
Green Yuri.
From Green Yuri.
You
just
would.
simply because of like their descriptions, like it's not necessarily even personality wise.
I was gonna say, because from, like, who's the edgier one? Mitsuki and Marceline, the characters, they're both very edgy and, like, rough and grunge. That is not what I got from this character at all.
No.
But I think it's just the lightheartedness and bubbliness of the love interest character.
Yes. Of May.
Yeah. Which is kind of where I saw that.
But,
and those are also sapphic stories. So maybe we just read a lot of sapphic stories.
Maybe.
You know, maybe the reader just really ties it all together.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I feel like I had something else I wanted to say before, and I've completely...
Oh, when I cut you off?
Maybe. I don't remember.
My bad, champ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like there was something else. Is there anything else?
Anything else on my list?
Yeah.
Oh, I did have a line that I thought was kind of contradictory. One after another, there's the line, I admit this feeling was probably due to my proximity to May. This is about everything feeling lighter and more exciting in her town. And then I often find myself wondering if it only seemed that grand because she was next to me for most of it. In my opinion, the first line is being like, I definitely know that everything feels happier and better when I'm with May. And then the second line is like, I wonder if it's because I'm with May. That kind of contradicts itself to me.
Yeah, no, I see that.
Also, I feel like it's saying the same thing. It's just like the mindset of the character. Do you want the character to be sure that they see the world in this better light because they're with this person? Or do you want the character to be more unsure if it's like the location or the person as the reason why they're feeling this way? And like I said, that just speaks to like where the writer wants the character to be mentally.
Yeah.
This is obviously more at the end of the story when she's like, the word erotic's about to be used, which is the transition to more of the mature theme, and then the bike scene. So this is after like the very cute scene at the beginning. So I can see this being used as like a tipping point to like the character admitting that they know they have this emotional feeling towards May.
Yeah.
But in the same way, if the story did continue and it was going to be a theme that the main character wasn't sure like how they felt towards May or wasn't sure if it was correct or right, that I often find myself wondering could have been interesting. But also this is a story where she's looking back. I often find myself wondering is in the context of the character in the future.
Yeah.
She's looking back wondering, which I guess could tie into your whole thing where it was like, is she seeing this through rose-colored glasses?
I was
reality?
waiting for a chance to go
to say that.
And also
yeah, because if it is an unsure story, if the character is unreliable to herself of how these events actually played out, then that could be foreshadowing of that. Even in the, as I said before, the foreshadowing of the actual title, Sun-Kissed, Sun-Kissed, Sunburnt, it's very quick to go wrong if you're not taking care of it.
Yeah.
Especially with something as powerful as the sun.
And of love.
And of love.
And of young love.
And of young love. Young sapphic love. I keep saying sapphic because I see it as sapphic.
Yeah, I've been referring to the main character.
We have like dissected this whole story as if it is a sapphic story.
Yeah.
I don't think we said anything.
Sorry if it's not.
Well, if it wasn't, like who cares?
I don't want to read that, actually.
I don't want to read that, actually.
I get that out of my face.
I mean, if it is, I guess there's something interesting to how men, like, the sexual relationship between men and women, how they can't just be friends. So seeing her as very innocent.
And like, of a fleeting relationship as well.
Yeah, a very fast relationship.
Yes.
Looking back on it so lovingly when it wasn't even like, the traditional thing you see in the cinema where you're like, big, hot, sexy summer or whatever that you see when it comes to a relationship between men and women.
Yes.
Like, if this was a male character and he's looking back, he's like, this is a very innocent gaze of like how in cinema was shown men see women. Which I guess is nice to, like, branch out of that standard stereotype.
Yeah.
Because you were saying before, like, Manic Pixie Dream Girl, that's a character that very consistently, traditionally, is
a male.
Like, view of a woman.
But could also just see it from the perspective of, you know, I'm just going to... a lesbian who is, like, with, like, the first girl that she's, like, interested in. Where there could be that.
The first girl that shows her interest back.
Yeah, exactly. Where it is, you know, a fantasy.
That's why I think... Oh, sorry. You keep...
I don't even know where I was going with that. Like, you know, putting her on a pedestal, like, believing that...
That's where I think this story doesn't really benefit from having it be an unnamed character.
Because it's so personal.
In my opinion, like, the story is very specific. It's a very specific story of this person looking back at their experiences. And that can be told from a specific character's perspective, but also the audience and the readers can relate to those emotions. The character doesn't need to be nameless for us to project onto that feeling, because it's being told through the eyes of the character.
Yeah.
And the character themselves doesn't have any, like, they're not without identity. They have a very strong, they know what they want. And we see them go for what they want at the end. Like, they're not a character who's unsure of themselves internally. I think the story really benefits from having such a strong character as the central lead. So having it be ambiguous, I feel like it doesn't add to that. Do you see that? Or
no, I see that, yeah. I definitely see that. But... yeah, I don't know. I mean, also, it's difficult from a first-person perspective because she's literally just telling it from her own perspective, so it's a little bit...
it's hard.
Stranger to talk about yourself.
Me with my messy hair thrown up into a bun.
Yeah. And One Direction came and saved me.
Yeah. I'm not great at how that would roll naturally, like, within the story, but...
Or even just, you know, May mentioning her name.
Yeah, mentioning her name. Because that would make it feel intimate as well. If there was a single mention of her name from May.
Yeah.
Would make it feel very close. Yeah. I had a line where I really wish there was more description in the scene where they pulled them under the water as well. We have 3 minutes.
You make your point. And
okay, I'm going to make my point very quickly. The scene where she pulls them under the water, it felt like the first moment where they were extremely intimate. I would have loved if there was a moment of pause where under the water they couldn't hear anything and it really just was the two of them. If they heard, like, if the main character heard, like, her heartbeat, their heartbeat, or, like, May's heartbeat, they beat as one. They're without eyes on them for the first time and they're in such an intimate position where their hand is on May's waist. Like, the excitement of being alone with, like, no one else in the world watching. Yeah. Like, it's such, like, an intimate moment, especially, like, for these two people who are set up to be these love interests. Yeah. Having that, I think, like, would add to the intimacy and, like, the stakes of the story. Because I didn't feel like there were that high stakes, really. Yeah. I would have loved if there was an air of something that could go wrong. Yeah. Rather than just her, like, leaving at the end. Like, stakes to, like, why do we want these two together? Just because they're in love, or is there, like, something more to it? So that fear and that need and that desperation for them to be together, especially as kids who felt lonely without each other, would have been really beautiful. Yeah. In my opinion.
I can hear you, like, picking up the pace.
Picking up speed.
Because we now officially have, like, a minute.
We officially have 1 minute left.
Yeah. But that was Sunkissed.
That was Sunkissed by Andrea Ramirez.
You can read it on The Burn, because that's where it's been published. So go check it out if you would like to. If you are a creative writing student or even just a Swinburne student and you're interested in submitting your work to us and having us review it and read it over,
please do so. Please submit it to...
if you missed that, you can hear it next week if you tune in.
Whoa. Gonna wait right till the end.
Yeah, but...
we're excited.
Yeah.
We're pumped.
First
we
episode.
Love reading your guys' stuff.
First episode. Nice.
I think, we crushed that.
We don't have an outro, so... the plot thickens.
Yay! Bye!